Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Willies and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. In the last episode, we attempted to do the Brains Challenge. I believe that was the last thing we tried to do. It didn't go all that well. Brains is hard. So today we're just going to do a standard mode run. Isaac only has one more thing, and that is Mega Satan. Maggie is done. Who do we want to play as? Judas only needs to take on Delirium. Blue Baby needs some work. We're getting close with all of these. We still need to do work with the Lost, as well as Lilith, the Keeper. Oh my gosh, the Keeper is awful. Do we do it? Let's go for it today. Let's try a Keeper run. If you don't remember, the Keeper starts with triple shot and... ooh, split shot on top of that. That's kind of nice. It's also incredibly dark and hard to see. Bar health comes from coins. And only coins. We can only have 2 hearts at any time. It's awful. But we'll see kind of what happens with this. It's been a while since I played as the Keeper. Ow. And we're dead. Alright, let's retry. At least we get to start with an item room. And what is this? Dogtooth. Bark at the moon. Oh my gosh, we're hideous. A little bit more damage, though. It's kind of nice. And just try our best. So we only have 2 hits. And if we ever take any damage, we can heal with a coin. But... so there's a couple items that are really good for us, and there's a couple items that do next to nothing for us. It's hard to get money because most money will go to health, and that's basically it for the Keeper. You guys have probably seen this before. I've been trying to do anything with half these characters for a long time. So yeah, Binding of Isaac, I do like to talk about stuff, and today I actually have something mildly to talk about. Sorta. So here recently, I've been. Well, okay. Well, let me start this way. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really watch TV. There's very few things that I watch on TV. I watch some sports, but like for the most part, most of my entertainment comes from YouTube and Twitch, streams and YouTube videos. A lot of times, one and the same as well. So like. Some people are streamers. I watch their basically VODs on Twitch, or on YouTube rather, and some are just content creators for YouTube. But most of my entertainment comes from that, which I don't think is too uncommon. I don't know. I just don't find too much interest in most. Oh, we don't have a key. Why haven't I taken this yet though? There's a key. We'll come back and get all the coins. I'm not worried about speed today. In this run, I just want to get as low as we can. But yeah, so I just don't have much interest in mini shows. Most of the shows I like, either they've changed over the years, or that was very subtle. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but we barked. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye out for that. So it's a very subtle. So right here is a secret room. We're gonna bark at the secret rooms. That is kind of cool, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, so I don't really watch too much TV. A lot of the shows that I used to watch growing up, I don't have a problem watching them still. But for the most part, I don't watch anything new. I don't have cable or anything like that. So everything I watch comes from, we don't need this many coins lying around. We just need to keep 2, so we'll take all but 2. But most of the stuff I watch comes from like, Netflix or whatever. And I don't know, I just don't have an interest in watching too much TV. So I watch mostly, okay, here's the question, is it lower? It's higher. So I watch a lot of YouTube stuff and whatnot, and one of the big things that I've that kind of come from that is I watch a lot of video games. That's most of the content I watch on YouTube, and obviously Twitch is a significant portion is gaming, which, yeah, nothing wrong with that or anything. And so the problem is I discover new games usually through streams and streamers. I think that's fine. Pterodactyl. I think we can hold 2 items now. Lock up is nice. Let's grab the coin. And that should be good. Cool. So, like, for example, I've been recently watching Spelunky 2. Came out on PC, like, a couple days ago. And it came out on PS4 a while ago. And I own the original Spelunky, and I played next to none of it. If you don't know what Spelunky is, it's basically a platformer of... how to describe it? It's a platformer roguelike. And I know there is a lot of contention about what roguelikes are and what constitutes a roguelike game, but I am not going to get into that too much, at least not right now. I probably will later in this episode, because I imagine this episode is going to be pretty slow. Kind of have to be that way for the keeper. I could really use some keys, though. Alright, let's blow this up. One of those is a library. Huh. Or do you have double locks on either of these rooms? No, one of them is a library. Cool. Alright, so it's hard to tell where the secret room is at this point. So we're just going to kind of wait. Secret rooms, there should be 2 indicators when we find one. So that is good. But we need to find them. Anyways, Spelunky 2 is a platformer roguelike that is very mysterious, to say the least. And it looks really good. I love the way that Spelunky 2 looks, and I've been watching a ton of it. If you're curious, the streamer I've been watching is Grand Pooh Bear, who is a pretty fun guy to watch. But one of the big things with that is... oh. What? So we howled in 2... we also howled in this room. I am confused. What are you... oh, that's why. I have no idea what this does. Let's blow those up, and let's actually push this to the top of the room, because that is where the secret room is. Alright, I understand now. So every room that the secret room touches will howl in. Also, I have no idea what this item does. So, we'll have to discover it. But anyway, Spelunky 2. I'd never played Spelunky 1, and yeah, I started playing it the other night, last night actually, and it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it if you've not played it or anything like that. So we've got the item room. Let's see what's in here. Alright, we can buy some bombs. We can buy a bomb, rather. I'm going to take that. And we're going to have the problem again of... it is either here or on the top. Let's see if it's here. Dang it. Alright. Let's just go fight the boss, I guess. But yeah, Spelunky 1 I've started playing, and... oh. What does the metronome do? Anyways, it is very much like Isaac, in the sense that they're both roguelike games. And, you know, it's very mysterious what items you get. Ooh, consume the enemies. I wonder if that works. And things like, you know, trying to figure out what things do, how they work, and all that kind of fun stuff is kind of left up to questions. You don't really know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, or anything like that. And it's highly replayable and all that kind of fun stuff. But it's just one of the few games that, like, I swear every new game that I see, that I want to play, every game that I like learn about is probably from watching other people play it. And for some of them, I like kind of don't pay attention to them because I don't want to be too spoiled on like how things work and secrets and whatnot. But on the other hand, some of them are like, you know, I'm probably not going to get around to playing this for a very, very long time. So kind of, who cares if it's spoiled for me, because I won't remember. Uh-oh. This is not good. Alright. Anything that chases us is a very not good thing. We grab another key. We need money. Now. Oh! So that's an item we don't even have. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that lasts for a long time. So that is a Mega Satan Blast. It actually pushes you backwards. So I was not able to control... What is this? Rain Cloud. Depression. Oh. I was not able to control myself too well. I couldn't move forward easily. And it's a very powerful thing. Aw, and I ruined it. Alright, let's try again. But yeah, so like, I have many games that I want to play, and most of them come from watching various people already play them and learning about them that way. And like, it's one of those weird things. I don't know how to discover games naturally anymore. I've never really been interested in watching like press releases and like announcements from game companies. Because for the most part, a lot of the games that I like and the games that I play are more of the indie sense. Boom. So it's like, you know... Ooh, Stigmata, I believe. Yeah, Stigmata. HP up doesn't do anything for us, though, so that's unfortunate. But the damage is nice. Not quite enough to get one hits, but still pretty good. Alright, let's just push you over there. And I didn't mean to open that, but I guess we'll go in. I was just trying to get close to the door so I didn't, you know, die. But yeah, so like a lot of the games that I discovered, I've never really been one to watch E3. I kind of pay attention to E3 and that kind of stuff for the sake of finding things out after the fact. But like, for the most part, I really don't care. It's hard to watch those in my opinion, just because they're kind of boring. And some of the trailers, like if something is announced or released or whatever, then, I mean, that's a little bit different. If there's trailers and stuff released and I find out about it from something else, whether people talking about it or whatever, you know, then okay, I can't get into it. But I'm not the type that's like, I'm gonna have a watch party for the new announcement from this company or that company or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'll find out about it later. I'll find out about it eventually. I'm very slow to the uptake. If that's not obvious by what I put on my channel, I mean, I'm still playing Binding of Isaac, which, don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoy this game, and it's a lot of fun, but it's pretty old. Let's keep our money, I guess. We wasted a key on this floor, but oh well. Let's just get out of here. I don't care enough to destroy all the poops. But yeah, so this is... I guess I can talk about that a little bit. And this is going to be kind of controversial, probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much people care about this, but talking about games like... Hey, we get Isaac's Fork again. Talking about games like this and Spelunky, and there's a lot of different ones out there that are the so-called roguelikes. Or if... well, okay, so here's the thing. I call them roguelikes. L-I-K-E. and some people will consider them roguelites, L-I-T-E. And this is a huge sticking point for a lot of people over a game that's incredibly old. Ooh. I'll take that instead of the fork. A game that's from, I think the 80s, as in like 1980. I kind of want that key. And we might as well get the chest as well. Why not? Called, well, Rogue. The game is called Rogue, and it was a procedurally generated, like dungeon crawler type game, I do believe. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but it is the inspiration for the genre of roguelike, which is, you know, Binding of Isaac, can be considered one, Rogue Legacy, Spelunky. There's a lot of games that are considered roguelikes, and I know this is a pretty big point of contention for a lot of people. In fact, there was basically a conference that was partially to decide what constitutes a roguelike game and all this kind of stuff in Berlin or something, and I read through that and it was like, this is kind of silly, and I'll kind of explain why I think it's silly. But basically, it's something that's kind of interesting in video games. We got the item in this floor, so we just need to get out of here. It's something that's kind of interesting with video games, of when you have these huge games that kind of redefine a genre, or even define a new genre, and that's what Rogue basically did. It kind of set the precedent for a really interesting. I shouldn't have taken those. Oh well. We can take on Little Horn. It kind of set the precedent for like a subgenre of games. You know, stuff that's heavy RNG and whatnot are kind of not necessarily a dime a dozen, but they're frequent enough. There are plenty of games that act that kind of way that aren't roguelikes, and I don't think you'd find anybody that would consider them roguelikes. There is some like defining features of what a roguelike game is and whatnot, but oh man, Zombie Baby is really good, but not taking it. We're just doing that to get access to the Angel Rooms, because those are better for us. But yeah, so, ooh, Crystal Labyrinth. This is not bad. I'm glad I killed that thing in one shot. So yeah, roguelike games are usually defined by this procedurally generated, so everything is pretty much random. Like the layout of everything changes every time you play it, so high replayability with that. It has permadeath. This game has permadeath. If you die, the run is over and you have to restart from the beginning, type of thing. It's usually pretty vague on descriptions and whatnot, and almost every obstacle can be overcome multiple ways. And a lot of these things are not unusual for a lot of different games. But what makes them kind of roguelike is the fact that has it all. And this is something that, like, I understand why people kind of get, how to put it nicely, they get very defensive on some of the stuff. It's very controversial. That's a good way to put it. What it actually is. And I think one of the big things about this is, you know, there's a huge difference between games that are similar and games that are in the same genre. And that is something that needs to be kind of taken in consideration. Is roguelike supposed to be a new genre, or is it supposed to be a essential clone of Rogue? And in that case, some things like the Berlin people kind of decided was like, I don't remember if this was a major consideration for if a game is roguelike or not, or if it was just a minor consideration, but one of them was the fact that it's presented in an ASCII format because that's the way Rogue was. And that's just kind of silly, in my opinion. Like, that gets to the point of they're defining it not as a genre, but rather as a you know what? We're gonna do that. They're not defining it as a genre, rather it's defining it as a copy, basically. Let's open the world up. Didn't really want to take those. So there's the bosses, and our item rooms are down there. That's awful. Alright, let's blow this up. Get some more bombs. And we're going to just continue this way. And that's something that I think kind of needs to be said is, you know, if you're considering a game to be roguelike, are you considering it to be the same genre or a clone? Because, you know, there's plenty of clones out there. That is not unusual. That is actually probably one of the more common things is cloning a game. You know, even to the extent of, you know, how do I say this? You know, some games, while they are a clone, they add something new, so they can't really be considered clones anymore. They add new content, they add a new take on something, whereas other games just blatantly rip off something. And in a sense, you know, you could consider sequels to be almost clones of the original game. A good sequel should feel familiar to the original game. That's not unheard of and not, I don't think, controversial at all. But, you know, I look at some of the games that kind of defined it. Ooh. We'll take the D6. And we'll take our chances. Aw, man, spiders. Uh-oh. This is bad. We need to kill the big spider. There we go. We should be fine now. As long as that spider stays over there. So, a game that really kind of defined a new genre was Minecraft. I think it's hard to debate that there is definitely a new genre of game. I don't know what that is. Mystery egg. I think that's going to grow once we take damage or we hurt things. I'm not sure which. Let's go ahead and go in here. Bongo bombs. I have a lot of bombs already. Let's go ahead and do this. And do it one more time. Mystery sack. Sack of sacks. Now that's really nice. And let's get out of here. Okay. So, like, Minecraft kind of defined a genre. And, you know, what could be considered Minecraft-like and what is Minecraft clones, you know? So, for example, a game that I think a lot of people considered, I mean, it was widely called this when it came out, is Terraria was a 2D Minecraft, is what most people considered it. And, you know, is it fair to say, we're going to keep that there for a minute, is it fair to say that that is a Minecraft-like game, or is it, you know, in the sense of a clone, or is it a genre, the Minecraft genre game, you know? And I think that's where the roguelike stuff kind of has issues, is, you know, it's fine to consider things, you know, is this game similar to this other game, because this other game was such an influential game, and how it was presented and played and all that kind of stuff. Oh, we'll take the pearls. It's range and luck up. And that does nothing for us. That's disappointing. Alright. I don't feel like going anywhere else. Let's just get out of here. So, you know, is it fair to say that, you know, Terraria is in the same genre as Minecraft, or is it in a different genre? I would, or is it just like a clone? And I'd argue it's very much in the same genre as Minecraft. The focus on crafting and building like the how to put it in a easy, quick way. Building and using the terrain around you shaping the terrain around you to fit whatever needs you want. Basically, fully destructible worlds. For all intents and purposes. If you wanted to destroy every single block in Minecraft or Terraria, you could. I think the difference is Minecraft also has that, like, the big difference is, like, Minecraft is very much a infinite world. Could almost be considered a genre-defining feature, but I don't think that's necessary because it's just not really crucial, I guess, to the way the game feels. You know, when you think of genre of games, you know, you can take racing games, for example, and there's different genres within racing games of simulation or arcade, and then there's also, you know, there's games that have focus on racing in the pure sense. There's games that have focused more on, say, things like Wreckfest and Destruction Derby are more almost combat-esque. You can consider... I don't think this would be... Oh my gosh, that was such a bad card, or bad pill. We need money. There is a thing here. You could even consider games like Twisted Metal to be a hybrid racing combat, you know. One that I actually enjoyed way back, you know, is Mario Kart. That's not the one I enjoyed way back. The one I enjoyed way back was Jack X Racing, which was from the Jack and Daxter. It was a spin-off on that. You know, can you consider things like that to be simulation, or, you know, not simulation, arcade racers, and you know, how do they fit to the genre? There's a lot of, like, different things that quantify what makes a game similar to another in sense of, like, genres and whatnot. And I don't think it's really fair to say that games like this aren't roguelikes. They are very much like Rogue. But there's just a huge contention of what that actually means, and it's kind of an interesting thing. And I kind of feel like it's not about being a clone of a game. It's about being in the same genre of a game. And I think a lot of these roguelikes, the definition is a lot broader in that sense, because there is the leeway that, you know, it's more about it being genre versus clone. And you don't see as many clones these days, but you still do. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but, like, Battle Royale is another example of a genre that recently kind of took off. Would argue that I think it was Arma 3 was one of the first really big Battle Royale style games, even though that was a mod. But it's still one of those things of, like, we're dead. I should have popped strength. Anyways, it's just one of those things of, like, what kind of quantifies the genre versus the clone. So, my whole rant with that is kind of wrapping up. So I think that's a good point to stop. I hate the Keeper. The Keeper is awful. I thought the loss was bad, but the loss is so much easier now that they give you, what is it? The item that makes you take a hit, that allows you to take a hit. Anyways, that is going to be it for this episode. I feel like I finished my thoughts for the most part. And it's something that, like I said, it's controversial, but it's still something that's not that bad of a discussion type thing, in my opinion. It's kind of a whatever thing. This is a roguelike. I don't really care. And if you want to want to define it more or not, it doesn't really matter. It's still its own game, and it's still whatever it is. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!